Brought to you by Penguin.
The Strangers. Read by Ekow Mitchell and written and read by me, Ekow Eshun. For Jenny. People are trapped in history, and history is trapped in them. James Baldwin. Author's note. The Strangers is a book about the lives of 5 remarkable black men. Ira Aldridge, Matthew Henson, Frantz Fanon, Malcolm X, and Justin Fashanu. 5 men of varied character and outlook, who lived in different places at different times. Some of them are well known today, their legacies closely studied. Others have been largely overlooked by history. Famous or forgotten, a thread runs between them. Each was, in his own way, a pioneer, embodying and enacting striking change in his respective field and in society at large. Each was a traveller, and at one point or another, an exile, a figure in motion through a world that regarded him as alien. Each strove to reach beyond the constraints of race, to assert himself as fully human, fully alive. In telling the stories of these men, I have not attempted to give a complete account of their lives. Instead, I've focused on a period in time when each figure stands at a crossroads, grappling with the signal anxieties and ambitions of his era, alongside his own personal dilemmas. In some cases, that period runs over decades. In others, it spans no more than a handful of months, or even days. The structure of my narrative has been guided by the factual details of each man's biography, but I've also given myself license to conjure what the often limited archive cannot supply: the tone and texture of their inner lives. Toni Morrison said that black people are spoken of and written about as objects of history, not subjects within it. In The Strangers, I seek to do the opposite, to move from looking at the black male figure to seeing as him. Through storytelling that intertwines the documentary and the imaginary, I aim to reach a deeper emotional truth than fact alone can offer, in order to create an intimate, effective portrait of each man. I realized very early in the literary process that, to achieve this goal, I'd need to speak through the men's own voices. This idea of direct voicing became the second-person narrative approach which predominates through the book, and via which I've attempted to stand in my subject's shoes, and to invite my listener to do the same. To do justice to these individual stories, it also felt important to evoke the dense web of black diasporic history, culture, and politics within which they stand. So the book also features a second strand, a series of short but expansive essays that counterpoint the character-driven main chapters. These essays range much more widely across place and era than the character chapters, introducing a broadcast of artists and writers, travellers and tricksters, and through them, tracing the development of my own thinking on blackness and masculinity. This densely constellated and more than factual approach to personal histories seems especially fitting, given that the enterprise of simply being a black man moving through a white world frequently takes the individual beyond the everyday into a charged space of performance, fantasy, and myth. The stories and stereotypes that frequently categorize black men as brutish or lawless are as well worn and persistent as the fantastical idea of racist.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?